Last month, one of our Facebook ads got over 6 million impressions and generated over $250,000 in revenue. One single ad. The craziest part, it took me only 6 minutes to script it. Here's what's interesting. Most businesses script their Facebook ads completely wrong, and it's probably why you're still struggling to see a positive ROAS. But there's a simple 3-part framework that top-performing brands don't want you to know about, and once you learn it, your ads will go from losing money to generating consistent sales every single day. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is this really gonna work for my business? Do I need to be a professional copywriter? What if I'm terrible at writing ads? Or hell, what if English is not even my first language? Well, English is my second language, and I've personally written over 500 Facebook ad scripts that have generated millions in revenue. And I've boiled it down to a 3-part framework that anyone can use. And what makes today's video different is that I'm not just gonna give you the theory. I'm gonna show you exactly how to write a high converting ad script in real time, step by step. No fluff, no theory, just pure implementation. Stay until the end because I'll also share the #1 mistake that kills most Facebook ads before they even get a chance to go viral. Every viral Facebook ad follows what I call the GBP Framework: gut, brain, pocket. Let me break this down for you. The gut grabs people's attention within the first 2 seconds. Then once we got the gut, we need to get the brain on a rational level. And finally, the pocket gets them to purchase our product. There's no brain without gut, and there's no pocket without brain. Sounds too simple? It is simple if you understand this powerful framework in depth. So let me show you exactly how to nail each part. Let's start with the gut. You have exactly 2 seconds to stop someone from scrolling, and you have to be clear and immediate. It's gonna be hard to explain how your product works within 2 seconds, but 2 seconds are more than enough to show the results that your product delivers or the problems that it solves. And here are the 3 most effective ways to do this. The first one is old way versus new way.
First, you're going to throw out that crusty old razor and you're going to get something that was designed with you in mind. This is the Blim Crystal Hair Eraser.
The second one is demonstration. And we call the third one transformation.
Attention girlies who get acne along that jawline or close to that period, aka hormonal acne. The #1 thing I did to get rid of my hormonal acne was this full service skincare routine, which is personalized just for me.
Now, you have 3 main characters for these 3 concepts. We call it the 3P triangle, and they are the persona, the problem, and the product. Now, you can take a piece of paper and write down all of the scenes that come to your mind thinking about old way versus new way, apply to your product from the persona perspective. Then you can do the same from the product perspective, and so on. The key here is not taking for granted people's attention, but trying to deserve it, giving something in return. Now, I know what you're thinking. I want high ROAS, and I want it fast. So here's a prompt I prepared for you to find the best ways to adapt these concepts to your product. Stay with me because I'll show you how to use it, and we're gonna put everything together later on in the video. Now that we grabbed their attention, we need to convince their logical brain. And this is where most people mess things up. They get stuck on promises and promises, but they forget about explaining how their product is gonna deliver on the promise. What is the unique mechanism of your product? What makes it stand out from all the competitors? This is the question you should be asking yourself to convince the brain on a logical level. And then the second part of the brain is all about social proof. Why should the user trust you if this is the first time they see your brand? Exactly. And that's why we add videos of other people just like them who first were skeptical, but then they tried the product and they got amazing results from it. And the pro tip is that the more relatable these people are to your target audience, the higher the chance of seeing a high ROAS. And now that we added the brain to our ad, is it ready to go live and get thousands of sales? No, because you're missing the final, most important part. The pocket is all about getting them to reach into their pockets. And this is not about doing anything spectacular. Instead, it's all about avoiding the 3 mistakes most advertisers make. The first one is giving misleading instructions. People do what you tell them to do if you give them one clear call to action. The more complicated and wordy you make your call to action, the lower amount of sales you're gonna see coming from your ads. As simple as that. The second big mistake is rushing the CTA. Buy now, that's it, I'm out. The best advertisers keep selling after the call to action. For example, buy now and finally get back to your high school shape. And then third and last mistake is creating false urgency. Nowadays, people are much more sophisticated than they used to be a few years ago. And they are much more able to recognize fake urgency when it's obvious compared to some time ago. Remember those countdowns that get restarted every time you land on a landing page? Or those last 3 items left banners? Well, fix this problem by creating real, genuine, and authentic urgency that actually gets people to take action. And now that you understand the GBP method to the T, let's move on to my computer and put it all together live in this video. This is the second time I shoot this scene for the video, and the reason why I decided to reshoot it again is because the first one was just a prompt. But then I thought, who's watching this video wants high ROAS and wants it fast. So I decided to share for the first time our proprietary GPTs. These are just 3. We have long sequences of GPT, but long story short, what happens with GPT is that you wanna get different outputs and make sure you confirm them each and every time. The reason why you want to do this is that if you ask the machine, if you ask AI a massive list of deliverables, the problem is that if even it gets one tiny piece of it wrong, then everything gets screwed. So for the first time, we're sharing these 3 GPTs, and I'm sure you're gonna love them. And second, it's gonna take less than 6 minutes to script your next big winner. So the first prompt is this one. Well, the first GPT is this one. And this is focused on research and USP. I took this product. We don't work with this brand. I just took it because I recently bought it. I recently purchased it and I liked it. So what we do here, we just copy and paste the product page of the product we want to advertise. And then the machine does its job. So here, what you want to do is go through everything and make sure that the information here is correct. If it's not correct, you just tell the machine. Now, in order for us to save time, what we're going to do is we're going to just copy and paste everything, assuming that everything is correct. And we copy and paste it here. We can absolutely delete all of these links just to make it more clean. And now that it's clean, what we do is we copy this entire thing. We open the second GPT and we input it, simply pasting it, and see what happens. The focus of the second GPT is coming up with audiences that are worth targeting and angles that can give us good results. Now, the way it works is every time we have to confirm what we like the information that we get from the machine. In this case, we just confirmed it, and let's see what it comes up with. Audience 1, gender, all, age 25-45, where they live, why. Audience 2, audience 3, and it's giving us 3 different options. Now, what we add here is also a prompt for DALL-E or Midjourney to kind of have an avatar of the audience we are targeting, just to make sure that we know who we're talking to. Assume everything looks good here, we confirm, and it moves on to the angles. So it's gonna create angles based on the Epic Framework. Epic Framework is something that you're gonna find on our GPT method. If you haven't downloaded it, just click the link in the description and download it, it's free. And every time you confirm, it moves on to the next one. So the first one is E, emotional, then you have P, practical, I, identity, and C, critical. In this case, let's say we want to focus on practical marketing angles. So we copy this. Obviously, if you want the identity and critical angles, you can keep confirming and it's gonna keep on spitting new angles. Every time you can tell it, hey, I don't like cleaning struggles. Hey, I don't like other issues. I don't like health focus. And in this case, it would change it. But let's assume this is good. So we take everything we built from the previous GPT and we add practical marketing angles. We add the angle that we want. Let's say it's this one. Let's say it's this one. And then one more thing we need to copy and paste is the audience we are targeting. So in this case, let's see, we want to go for audience number 2. Or there we go. We paste it here before practical marketing angles. And what we do is we take everything and we copy and paste it in our third GPT. This GPT is focused on the transformation angle. So we take everything we provided to the machine and we just feed it to this new third GPT. And it simply spits out some transformation scripts that we can use right away to build our next big winner. As you can see here, it comes up with different alternatives. It gives you some different blocks that you can use for your ad specifically, and you decide how to build it. The way we do it is we simply mix and match as much as we can, just to make sure that we can find the real winners, the real validated and proven to work blocks, and we mix and match them together, always doubling down on what works. In this case, again, super simple. In literally a second, we found many alternatives that we can use to build our script. Again, as explained in this video, make sure you follow the GBP Framework, so the gut, brain, pocket. And this is how you do it in less than 6 minutes. These GPTs are incredibly powerful. So make sure you use them properly and make sure you take your time to explore how they work and how powerful they are. Let's get back to the video. Congratulations! Now that you've got a proven framework to script your ads, it's gonna be much easier to see high returns on your campaigns. And by the way, I wrote an entire ebook called the GBP method, in which you can learn even more about this powerful framework. You can download it for free along with the GPT prompt that we use in this video using the link in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you really want to see incredible numbers in your ad account, watch my 12-hour course here on YouTube. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.